The reason we did escapes last week is because I wanted you guys on the bottom to have a good sense of what it is that you want to do to the person on top when they're trying to attack. So he's got his elbow shut. Why? Because that keeps me in a hips over hips position. So now anytime he bridges, go ahead and bridge, I'm highly affected by it, okay? So now we have to start reverse engineering this stuff in our mind. So what do I want? Well, ideally what I would like is I would like to either double cap or single cap his head with elbow control and climb up under his elbows. And again, you can do that with the double head cap as well. You can sort of bully your knees up. Now we're not in a hips over hips position, so when he bridges, I'm not affected by it nearly the same way. So some of the tools he's going to have in this position, again, what we went over last week, a 2-on-1 on one of my arms, okay? One of the most effective grips we went over last week was the cross grip on the sleeve, okay? So if he achieves a cross grip on the sleeve and he brings his elbow to his ribs, this is a real problem for me because just pulling it back is not going to solve this problem. It doesn't matter how strong I am on top. This is really difficult. So what do most people do in this position? They try to wrench their arm free, and then as that process is happening, he's trapping my foot, he's bridging me out, and I lose the position, okay? So you have to have the muscle memory for when somebody makes the cross grip. Don't bother trying to pull your arm back. Address the grip instead. So my hand is going to come to his like pinky knuckle on the end here. I'm going to place it, push, and pull, and it breaks that grip. For this one, I can just circle it out. It's a very weak grip without the first one, okay? That might seem very simple, and it is, if it's programmed into you. As we fight, as I reach for his collar, whatever I do, he makes this cross grip. Right away, peel that grip off, and he can't do his trap and roll escape effectively, okay? So this is one of the things I want you guys to drill when I put you back with your partners. There are all these different arm trap configurations, okay? He could get like an overhook trap. So here, this is probably one of the more difficult traps to escape because again, people just try to sort of like pull their arm out in like a very rigid way. But what you can do to escape this position is whatever side is trapped, I'm gonna move my head away. You can keep it tight, he just loosened it up, all right? You can put your head away and turn your palm to the ceiling and it will help you pull that arm out of that hole. Okay, so again, he hits an overhook wrap in my arm. Most people, they trap, they know they're going this way, they're trying to pull this arm out, and I still go, okay? But if he traps my arm, I will move my head away. It acts as a counterweight. My palm turns toward the ceiling, and then I can pull the arm out of that hole much more effectively. If there's a bend in his legs, go ahead and bend your legs. You can shoot through for the traditional grapevines, which is a pretty good position, okay? Now again, when I grapevine, I open my arms, and I lay my chest on his face. I lock the position down. You could also think of it as a stalling tactic, but I take away all my attacks. My hands are glued to the floor, my hips are down, my legs are committed to stretching him out. So I really can't attack him from here. There are a few like little things I can do, but it's not a good attacking position, okay? My favorite way to immobilize / stall the person in this position is the upside down guard, where I don't grapevine the legs. Instead, I cross my feet under his hips, pin my heels to the ceiling, open my knees, and press my hip to the floor. This is an extremely effective way to control the person because with grapevines, if the person has strong legs, he can straighten one leg out at a time. Go ahead, pop. He's popped one out. He's going to do it to the other side. Now I don't have grapevines. It's much more difficult for him to untangle the upside down guard. As I pin my heels to the ceiling and open, he's going to have to foot fight with me. He's going to have to bring his feet to kick my feet open. And I can always just re-pummel and keep trying to cross my feet. It's very difficult. The question is, when the person uses an elbow to push my leg down, win the inside space, and then hit like a half guard trap, a butterfly trap, or a quarter guard trap. Basically, he's using his elbow to influence my leg and get it to an inside space, right? That's the idea. One of the best things you can do in this situation is just get the underhook on the arm. Okay, so you just win the inside space in this arm and then walk it up, and it becomes very difficult for him to do that. Now, what's the problem with this? Again, it's all about awareness. The problem with this is as I trap his arm and walk it up, he can overhook wrap it. And so now there's like a ready-made escape for him on that side. So that's part of the problem with mount. It's sort of unique in that like every time I go for something, I give him something as well. Every time I reach for a collar, I give him a sleeve. Okay, that's just the nature of the position. But yeah, if I'm routinely bothered by somebody who's like pushing my leg down and trapping me in quarter guard, scooping the elbow and picking it up off the mat, climbing your knee up is very effective. Or winning the underhook and walking your hand up is also very effective.